You've got to stop listening to these simple Simons who stand up here and say that sounds cute, is tickling your ears, and you like, that's right, I like that young brother, do for self. We don't need them, we don't need them, we don't need them. And while your ass is sitting here saying we don't need them, you know what these white folks are doing? Yeah, we need them. What can we get? And so when we are sitting here listening to people say this, if black folks would just do for self, if we would just fund our own,
if black folks would just do for self, if we would just fund our own.
I mix what I like, what I like, what I like, what I like, what I like. Welcome back, everybody, to I Mix What I Like. Again, I'm Jared Ball. Happy to be your host. Please like, share, subscribe, support the Patreon, or do whatever you can or feel comfortable with in supporting the platform. If you are new here, please check the bio for more information on my background, and check the playlist linked in the show description for the myth and propaganda of black buying power. That will give you some context for not only understanding my work and argument, but for some of the humor and some of what I'm just thoroughly enjoying in this clip that was sent me, and that we just have to have a little bit of fun with.
I need y'all to do the math. The $1.61 billion from the federal government represents 10% of their investment.
So again, to see the whole thing, the link is in the show description. Please check it out. But where we're picking it up is where Roland is talking about the importance of federal government contracts to support business, and the contradiction of black people being told to support one another and do for self, while white folks go and get the big bag from the federal government and all the support that they can from subsidies, tax incentives, straight up investment. What he doesn't mention could also be added a little bit about public policy that sets trade and tariff regulations to support one or another business. They have all of that while telling black people to do for self. So roll the clip.
Without the federal government, $1.61 billion, guess what happens? They don't build 3 new plants. So now tell me this. Why would black people say, do for self? We don't need nobody else. Black people can fund this. No, we can't. Y'all, you're falling for the illusion. I need y'all to listen to what I'm saying.
Dare he say the mythology?
Message. Oh my God. Black spending power is $1.6 trillion a year. Estimates 1.2, 1.4, let's say it's 1.6.
Actually, they're now saying it's going to be well over 2.1 trillion. But again, this is what's important. It is not based in anything related to income, wealth. It does not measure anything about how much black people actually have. It is, as the Selig Center, which is often the foundation of these claims, as they say in their own reports, it is an estimate or a projection based on survey data about what a handful of black people in the community spend and how they spend what they spend. It is a measurement of the ability to enrich those who own the economy. It is not a measurement of what black people have and have the ability to do with as they please. The conundrum, though, is that Roland Martin and the black press, the black commercial press, have to continue to make the claim and support the claim in order to attract white ad revenue. So this is, even as he's remonstrating and getting amped, this is the cycle of the recirculation, not of the black dollar, but of the mythology about the black dollar that continues to inhibit our understanding the economy and what we can do about it.
Of the money the average person spends, half, some as high as 60%, is spent on housing. So if you take the spending power of black people, you got to cut that shit in half, because half is going to housing. Now you're left with $800 billion. We ain't talked about food, clothing, health care. We ain't talked about partying, drinking, smoking. Oh my God.
But this is what's funny and a little frustrating because Roland himself and a number of those he routinely platforms have been holding my argument at arm's length, and this is exactly what I've been saying while they've been promoting the idea that we do have all of this money. This is wild. Back when we used to do the hate awards, we used to give one award called the Rick James Award, the F Your Couch Award. And it was a play on the famous Chappelle Show sketch where Rick James contradicts himself, all high on drugs and alcohol, and makes one claim in 1 second, then immediately contradicts himself, and then ends up, saying F your couch and kicking the couch. And we used to give an award based on these kinds of 180s and contradictions. Roland is definitely in the running. Should we bring that show back, the hate awards back? Roland is definitely going to be in the running for an F Your Couch award because he has been part of, he's still promoting the Black power mythology, Black spending power mythology, even in this clip. But he's been part of the main, he's been for a long time part of, and his constellation of reporters and journalists and the Black commercial press have been part of the constant promotion of this claim. And yet here he is saying that Black people don't have, after they spend everything on what they need to survive, they don't have anything that they can then turn into something that could be used to properly invest in themselves. So they have, and as he'll say, now they have, we should be going to the federal government, as does the most elite white corporate work. This is exactly what is the argument of my book.
Oh my God. You talk about all this sort of stuff like that. So that number go down, 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 down.
Yeah.
So now you're left with how much money does Black America have to reinvest in communities? Message. Oh my God.
Exactly.
So now you're left with, wait a minute, hold up, Roland, now I'm confused. Because now I don't understand what you're actually saying. Are you actually telling me, Roland Martin, that Black people should be looking to government to invest in Black communities? And the answer is yes. Oh my God. Because you know why? Texas Instruments does it. IBM does it. Oh my God.
Please feel free to enjoy the rest of the program if you like. The links in the show description. But this is my point. It's just that simple. Now, again, he can't deny the myth because he has to return to it to get his ad revenue from those same white corporations that want to be told Black people have a spending power that would make the investment in ad revenue in a Roland Martin's program worth their while. It would be the return on investment that they're looking for, would be the claim. But as he says there right there, he's contradicting himself and contradicting the claim by very accurately pointing out that Black people do not have enough money, do not earn enough money, do not have enough access to wealth to pool this fantasy claim of resources into something that can be invested back into the community in any meaningful way. Big thanks to everybody for checking this out, especially to the patrons and channel members who got to see this first. For more, obviously, check my book and the full playlist for many more videos on the subject. And for those interested, the editors of the chapter I just submitted about the 150 plus year narrative around Black capitalism just sent their final review. So stay tuned. As always, peace, only if you're willing to fight for it, as Fred Hampton used to say, and we'll catch you next time right here at
I mix what I like, what I like, what I like, what I like, what I like.